What's going on? What's going on, people? What's going on? I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I might still have the caffeine running through my veins from this morning, and I'm looking really good on the screen. I'm really glowing on this screen. I don't know if it's the lighting in here. I want you all to give me a thumbs up. Give me some likes. Let's get the housekeeping together. The likes, share. I'm here every Monday at 9 o'clock, and I appreciate all of you who join. Ooh, excuse me. Appreciate all of you who join me. This is like juice. Can I put it up here? Like, this is like juice. You got it. It's like a soda water, but I mean, this is good. This is what got me where I am today. This is the secret. This is the secret, and they come in all different flavors. I'm on this grape raspberry right now. Listen, trust me. Trust me. Man, I stepped on the scale yesterday. I was at 193. I need like an applause button here. I'm at 193 all the way from 245. I really started tracking myself. Like really tracking when I was about 237, 236. I got on the scale at one point in time. It was like 240s. It was in the 240s. And I'm like, oh, I need to work out. I need to eat better. I need to go on that's when everybody wants to go on a fast. I said, I needed results yesterday. I don't know how I got here. That was like back in February, March. And then I said, okay, cool. Bought a real dope scale that, it tells me who I am when I step on it, tracks all the percentages, the fat percentages, the muscle percentages, etc. I don't know if you're joining me. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I hope I'm not talking to myself. Normally I check. I'm gonna check now unless someone tells me. Unless someone tells me that they can hear me. If not, I'm gonna go check. There was one episode I'll never forget that I was on here just talking to myself. And I want to make sure. Okay, perfect. I am. So today was an open discussion. If you have any questions, please post them. I will answer them, real estate related or otherwise. Other than that, I'm going to go on a rant for a little bit, talk about some things that are on my mind as of today, some things that are and over the weekend. Let's talk about the weekend too. Halloween was awesome. I don't know if you all had a chance to check out my Facebook page, but my niece, my son, both my nieces and my son were here. Elijah, they went trick-or-treating, bags full of candy like that. I mean, my neighborhood is off. My neighborhood is probably that's like we show out. We show out on Halloween. So they got filled with candy. We had some pizza. We enjoyed time together. My brother was here. He took them around. It was awesome. It was awesome. Kind of reminds you of why you do what you do. And, just being around those kids. So I enjoyed that immensely. What else? Oh, man. So last week, I guess the first day I started doing some prospecting. I'm in a real estate coaching program, and one of the big things that they teach us that you need to prospect for at least 3 hours every day. A day not prospect is a day not worked. And so I'm taking it to the next level, and I'm around some excellent people. And man, I thought I was doing something with my little morning schedule. But there's someone in the program. Shout out to Mary Lou Balon. She's on the West Coast, and she's a little bit older than I am. And she shared her story, or rather, I was seeing like all of her posts, because we post, our mornings. If we're getting up, we're getting fitness. That's why you all are getting a lot more posts from me in regards to the fitness. You all are getting to see the smiles. I'm smiling more, showing the teeth. So I'm watching her post, and she has these detailed posts that she outlines about how her day goes, and I'm like, wow. I mean, it's amazing. Like, she's a whole nother level. That's why it's always great to get around people who are doing better than you, because I thought I was doing well. That's just contextually the people around me, not necessarily getting up at the time that I'm getting up. So she gets up at 3:30, she has her prayer, and her preparation for the day. And so I said, man, I'm getting up at 3:30 now. Like, and then I had a chance to watch one of her interviews, her videos, and she's on pace to do over 100 deals this year. Her numbers are ridiculous. All with care, all getting on the phones, getting better at the phones, coaching, staying true to what it is that she does, which is real estate and the people within real estate. And it's amazing. It was very inspiring. So now it's inspiring me, because I do need to get up a little bit earlier. I do need to get up at 3:30, because I need to be on the phones by 8:15 the latest. So if I need to be on the phone at 8:15, hey, appreciate you all. Check in. What's going on? Hope all is well. If I need to be on the phone at 8:15 the latest, I need to get up at 3:30 to get to get myself prepared for the day. So my new wake up time, instead of 3:57, is going to be 3:30. I might even push it to 3:15. Like, I don't see why. I feel like there's a little competitiveness coming out, and she doesn't even know that I'm competing with her. I'm not really competing with her, but she's at 3:30. I might have to go to 3:15. I'm gonna check out this 3:30 though, which means I need to be in bed earlier. So normally I'll get off of here 9:30, 10 o'clock. Hang out from 11 to 12, but I need to keep it moving. Oh, that's Jason. That's the billionaire Jason. Let me see what Jason said. What is an up and coming international real estate market worth investing in? That's a great question. I couldn't, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I mean, from from the way I look at it, I'm from Jamaica, and I think you are too as well, Jason. And I'm just thinking about, especially with COVID and having to be vaccinated, etc. Like, that would be something I would have to look into. That's an interesting question. I have a couple of properties in Jamaica that are currently being rented out, but I haven't looked at any other markets. So that's an interesting question. Jason's always thinking big. Jason, I thought we're supposed to be talking about something that you DM'd me about. Please, I'm still open to that. I got a little bit of insight on what you were asking me about, so reach out. I'm here. So Mary Lou is getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and so she's on pace. She's going to do over 7 figures in her gross commissions. And so she inspired me. Sunday I wasn't going to do any calls. Sunday I was going to prepare for the day and do the whole Halloween thing, etc. I saw her post come up in the morning on Sunday. She said she was going to be making phone calls from 4 to 6. Mike Seville was on the phone at 4 o'clock. I didn't do the 6, but I got to 5. I think I went to about 5:15. I called someone. They said, "This is Sunday." This is Sunday. Call me another day. I still kept them on the phone. I'm working on my phone skills, man. This is like riding a bike. A lot of us don't really understand sales. A lot of us don't understand sales and how to replicate things. Like, we use our enthusiasm, we use our personality, etc. But there's a lot of people don't really understand sales. And now that I'm getting into I'm getting deep into sales, and I'm actually practicing it. I'm talking about cold calls, warm calls, hot calls, friends, etc. Grant Cardone wrote a book that said "Sell or Be Sold." There are some masterful people. Let me correct that. I'm learning from some very masterful people in sales. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I'm gonna tell you, a good salesman, you don't even know you're being sold. With a good salesman, you don't even know you're being sold. So I'm learning a lot of these things. A lot of these things take time and practice. I've been on the phones every day. I think I missed Saturday, but Saturday I had a listing appointment. So that's a good reason why not to get on the phones, because we're getting on the phones to get these listing appointments. So that's the only day that I missed since last week, Monday. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of call reluctance, like me not wanting to make the phone calls. And I've made phone calls before, but man, coming back and getting back into it, because you just want to be good already. Like, you listen to all of these masterful salespeople, and you're like, man, I just want to be at that point. I just want to be able to do what they do, or etc. But I'm getting there, and I'm just going to keep on going. It's like learning how to ride a bike for the first time. You fall and you get up, you got to keep going. Fall, you get up, you got to keep going. The problem is a lot of people are falling and they're not getting up. It's not an easy thing. Shouts out to everyone that's checking in right now. Hey, you all continue asking me questions. If I don't know, I'll tell you. Like I told Jason, I'll check it out. I think, one of my things is that there's so much stuff to invest in here. So I guess the question is, like, what are you, what do you want to go out there and invest for? Like, what is it about? Where do the wealthy Black people live in South Florida? What's wealthy? I'm curious to know, Jason. Like, what do you call wealth? That's an interesting question. Why not just where the wealthy people live in South Florida? I get it, but what do you consider wealthy? Is there like a number? I'm a numbers guy, so give me a number. Top $10 million plus. I'm assuming that they would live where all the other $10 million plus people live. You're making $10 million plus. I actually, let me not say that, because you're gonna get me in trouble, Jason. But I don't think they're on the island. I don't think they're on the island. If I would say just in Palm Beach County, in Palm Beach County, if you're wealthy, the top, you got Jupiter, like Jupiter Island. That's as far as North County is concerned, you're gonna see a lot of wealthy people there. And then when we're talking about Black people, we got to look at the numbers, and I got some stats for you. What is it? Only 20% of Black men make over $75,000, and then what is it? Over $100,000, and we're not even in the millions like you're talking about. Over $150,000, I believe it goes down to 8%. So that's 8% that's making over $150,000. So now when you go up to the million, we're talking about the top 1%. And so the top 1% is when you get to that, it's not necessarily more, it's not about Black and white, it's not about race. That tends to be, yeah, Jupiter Island is nice. I'm tell you what, Stewart is nice too. Stewart and Tequesta are some nice, and they're not too far away from what I would call civilization. And I call civilization like PJ, but Jupiter Island is very nice. But yeah, once you get to a certain number, like it's about character. It's about character, integrity, and being around like-minded people. And then that's really what we should all focus on. 1000%. Who we got? Lou, what's up? My guy Lou Morodo. Do you see this? I don't know. You can't see my screen, but I'm pointing at Lou down there. Shout out to the WPPPD department. Shouts out to them. Listen, one of the things I was thinking about today, because I'm in an interesting part of my life right now. Like I've taken a lot of losses in the last year. And so now I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good. Like I've been on a high for the past week and a half. And I would contribute that. I would con- I would contribute that to me learning this new skill or becoming better refined in this sales skill. Like I said, I'm explaining to you, like a lot of people don't understand how to sell. So me doing this new thing, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Cold calling is not an easy thing. And I have my assistants normally do it. Like that's the bulk of their day and time. But I said, I want to do it because I probably can, I probably will be better than them. I'm more, not a problem. I'm more than likely I'm going to be better. Like it is what it is. So, the next 2 to 3 months, like I'll probably surpass what they do. And they're pretty good. Angel's pretty good. So I'll probably, and they make a lot of phone calls. So chances are, if you're getting a phone call in regards to homes, listing your home, or you looking to buy, etc., it's probably from somebody on our team. And so all of a sudden, like I started feeling like I feel good. I feel good, and it really was this, learning this new skill. And so as I started learning this new skill, I started feeling good. And like I said, if you're checking out my stories, like I'm smiling and the whole thing, you know what? I'm smiling. Is dope. And so what I started noticing was, because as good as it is, I had to go back to Ephesians 6:11, because this is the interesting part, is that Ephesians 6:11 says you need to put on the full armor of God. You need to put on the full armor of God. I'm gonna put it up here so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. I'm not gonna give you a sermon. I promise I'm not gonna give you a sermon. I want you all to pay attention that when you are getting out of a funk, or when you're getting into a good space, I want you to pay attention to the people that start to come into your space, and you feel it. And just because you're in a good space, like you tend to put that off on people. Like and you think that, okay, I'm in a great space. I want people around me to be in a great space, etc. But everybody's not in a great space. And so misery likes company. So I want to remind everyone that while we are all in a great space, because I'm praying that everyone that's tuning in right now, everyone that's tuning in is in a great space like Mua, for you to pay attention to the energies that start to come in. Okay? And if these energies are adding to this good energy, you keep them. Pay attention. Also pay attention to the people who fall off. When you're in a good space, this is like trauma bonding. Like pay attention that when you're in a good space, the people who you thought you were coming up with, they start to fall to the wayside. And then pay attention to the people who, while you're in this space, that they start to add to your space. Some people don't want to see you do well. And I'm gonna go to the next verse of this. I'm not preaching. You all give me a thumbs up or like if I'm saying something that makes sense to you right now. Then it says, the part 12 says, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, against the spiritual force of evil in the heavenly realms. That's it. Realms got cut off. People are inherently good. So when people are being negative, I want to say 95%, they don't even know it. They don't even know it. They don't even catch themselves while they're doing it. And that's okay. It's up to you when you're in this good space. And if you're listening to what I'm telling you right now, is for you to feel it out. So I promise you, last week I'm in I'm feeling good because I'm overcoming the call reluctance. I'm getting on the phone. I'm on the phone for an hour and a half at a time at a clip. I'm learning more. I'm getting into conversations. I'm setting appointments. Like I said, I had an appointment on the Saturday, and then like it came up to this Friday. Are you talking about doing cold calls? Let me see. Are you talking about doing cold calls or are these warm leads? Both. Both cold calls straight. I'm calling. I'm doing cold calls and I'm doing warm leads. Eventually, I want them to all be warm leads, but I am calling people fresh from my list that I get expired lists for the most part. We also do for sale by owners. Most people for sale by owners, it doesn't make any sense. And I wish I could explain it to you better, but 90% of the people, whatever. Jason, I'm having a like competition with you. Oh, Troy, what's going on? I think I saw a Troy. I like that little plane in the background. So he said, I'm having a like competition with you. I appreciate it. Y'all keep liking it up. Get my algorithm up. Pay it. So, so it was like a Friday. And so I started noticing this. I started noticing this a little bit before Friday, probably like Wednesday, Thursday. I started getting certain phone calls and like the things that people were talking about, these people were talking about. I was like, whoa, this is like, all of a sudden here, here these people go, right? All of a sudden, here these people go. And then Friday, and if you all don't know, I took a personality test a couple of months back. And empathy ended up being like the lead. It was like my last. Like I'm not very empathetic, and I can explain a couple of things why. Like there's a lot of things that happen. A lot of deaths around me, etc. So I'm just like, if people can overcome death, like my mother, for instance, my mother can overcome my sister's. God bless her soul, overcome my sister's passing, her children, and then continue to be fruitful as we were ordered to be on this earth, to be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. It's hard for me to see people who get into certain situations and like they're down in the dirt. I'm like, let's try to figure out together. Anyways, long story short, I said all that to say this. On Friday, I had this big empathetic wave that came over me. I don't know where it comes from. Like, I feel sorry for you empaths because I don't want that at all times. Let me see what Lou's saying. Choose on hate are the close to you. I love to see people see others hate their own friend's success. DMX said it best. It's sad, but I see hate is. I think hate is like an intentional thing, Lou. I think hate is like intentional. And then don't get me wrong, there are some people who are intentionally hate. That's why I said 95%. 5% of people are, they've taken it. They want to be evil. I think most people don't necessarily know. Misery loves company. A lot of people don't know that they're miserable, so they don't know. And there's probably times when I probably was in that space, when I was just down in the dumps. I'm like, woe is me, right? But I had this empathetic thing that came over me on a Friday. Yeah, I hope you're winning that. Keep liking me up. Excuse me, pause. Hit the like button. Keep hitting the likes. So I had this empathetic wave that came over me, and I was looking at everything from like a 10,000 foot view, like looking down on all this stuff, like from a mountain. I'm looking down, I'm looking at people around me, looking at myself, amongst the people. Like it was just this empathetic wave, and I'm like, you know what? I felt sorry. I felt empathetic towards people. Like some people are in some very, very, or in their minds, they're in some very tough situations. They're in some very, very tough situations. And I'm just like, man, I was like, you know what? I can't, they're racing with getting the likes on my algorithm up. I appreciate you guys. I can't be mad. I shouldn't be mad. Not I can't. I shouldn't be mad at people who are doing that because they're in a tough space. And perhaps they're looking for me to do something to get them out of their space, right? The problem with that is that we Lou's going hard on it. Lou, well, follow me, Lou, please. Follow me. The problem with that, the problem with them attempting, this is the problem for them, not for me. It would have been a problem for me, you know, months ago before I, you know, started really thinking, you know, working on myself, doing more work. The problem for them is that this stuff has to come from within. This stuff has to come from within. Like, you have to change from within. I cannot make a person happy. I can't make a person want to go and get it. I can't make a person want to not, you know, not blame not come out of this victim mentality. I can't do that. Matter of fact, if I attempt to do that, the only thing that I will be doing is assisting that negative behavior. So for me, understanding where I am right now is like, okay, I have to those people have to just watch. You have to be the testimony for those people. And you can look. I'm looking now. Like, before, there was some certain Facebook posts that would trigger me because I was like, they don't know what they're talking about. Maybe I can teach them something. Maybe I can drop this now. No, I'm going to the side. All I can do is give people information. What I see works, what works for me, and then continue doing what I'm doing, because I need all this energy to get to the level where I want to get, because there's things that I would like for my family, legacy, etc. Let me see what these comments are saying. Let me see what Jason says. Jason says, what are some common traits, behaviors, patterns, or similarities you see among your wealthiest home buyers? That is a great question. They what is it? I'm attempting to figure out the word. They value time more than expenses. That's what I like. Time versus expenses. Like, it's and results over just the over money as well. Like, money, because they don't believe, they don't hold on to money. Now, don't get me wrong, they're savvy people with their money. They couldn't have become wealthy without it, but they much rather value their time and the convenience of it. Like, and what I've also known is that they allow me to do what I'm supposed to do, provide the experience. That they allow me to for the experience. But it's once in certain price points, it's all about the money. So we'll be arguing about, man, screens. These screens have, looks like a cat has been on the screens. We need to fix these screens. I don't want to go forward with a deal if I don't have these screens, or I don't want to, it's a lot of nitpicking, especially when we get into the inspection portion, like battling inspection. Whereas these, some people that listen, I'll just take it. Go ahead. I'll fix it when I get it. It's fine. I'm replacing it anyways. I just, like, it's more so, and it's more so about, and then here's another thing is about the home buyers and the different price point. It's more about the lifestyle. It's more of like it's about the lifestyle. It's about being around a certain kind of lifestyle, if that makes sense. They want a certain kind of environment, a certain kind of lifestyle. So that, to me, probably, but definitely valuing time. Like, they're not. It's like they tend to be the easiest. Well, once you get to that to a certain price point, like it gets a lot easier. It could be somewhat intimidating initially, but they value that. Let me see what the next question Jason asked. So, this is what future billionaires do in the evening. I don't know if I want the billionaire problems, Jason. I don't know if I want the billionaire problems. I'll take a. I'll get into the deck of millions or something. But that billion those billionaire problems, I don't know if I want them. I want to be. I like to spend time with my children, and not to say that it can't happen, but I don't hear too much about it. He says educational gaming. I don't know what that means, James. I probably missed that. So I want to get getting back to what I was speaking on is, and so here's the thing. Here's just something for a lot of you for a lot of people is that, and I always come back to this is what I do with those people who I can't necessarily help, and I start to feel that energy, is that we have to establish like these boundaries, man. Like I'm not arguing, and some of these people I have to be like I'm involved with, and so what I do is I mean I don't really have too many different discussions. Oh, referring to our liking. Okay, got it. Keep doing it. I wish I could. I should take part in it. Nah, keep doing it. I appreciate you guys. Start to create boundaries. Nas had an excellent line in his song. He said, "My greatest creation besides my kids are boundaries." I'm going back. I'm listening to a lot more Nas right now. So Chris, you have to start creating boundaries, and it's gonna be you're gonna create boundaries with people who you were very, very much may have been very close to. Could have been you all had very close to. It is what it is. If you want to get to the next level, because those people, unbeknownst to them, more than like I'm hoping, I'm praying, unbeknownst to them, will take all of your energy. And one of the quotes that to me, and it's not in the Bible, I haven't seen it in the Bible, but I like the quote. It says, "The devil is the author of confusion." The devil is the author of confusion. So that means that if you are on your if you're on your path, you're on your path to go here. Like to me, I have a certain number that I want to hit, and it's clear. Yep, clear. This is my path. This is my vision. This is where I want to go. These are the numbers I need to hit. Let me give you a pet peeve, man. We are in business to make money. We are in business to make money. You provide value. That's part of business. By providing value, I'm not talking cheating people out of money or anything like that. You provide value, and we're in business to make money. The only way you know if you're making money is to have it documented. You need to understand, are you in the red, you're in the black? What is going on with your business? How do you need to hit these numbers? A lot of it start from well, how much you want to do, and then reverse engineer it. So I have numbers I need to make, and as I go along, I become more efficient at hitting the numbers that I want to hit. I hope that makes sense. And I control the controllables. That's it. But we're in business to make money. Pet peeve of mine, because there's a lot of businesses and they're not making any money. You have created a job for yourself and you're barely getting by. Let's be honest about some of this stuff. Long story short, oh man, that really took me off. It's taking the energy away from you providing value to the people for your business by continuously attempting to support and help those who can't see it. And you see it. You cannot change them. And you all got to understand, this is the Bill. Is this the Bill Clinton thing? You cannot change it. Provide value, make money, create boundaries so that you keep all of your energy so you can continue doing that. Let me see what we got. Billionaires pay others to handle their problems. 1,000%, Lou. Millionaires do it. If you got $100,000, you need to do it. If you have any extra income, you need to do it. If you have extra income and you can take this thing off your plate so that it can allow you to make more money elsewhere, then do it. Maybe you don't need to be cleaning your house. Maybe you need to hire somebody to clean your house, because in the time that you can be cleaning your house, you can be making more money. How do you figure that out? I'm glad you asked. Figure out what you're worth an hour. Figure out what you're worth an hour. And do that math. Do the math. Actually do the math. Figure out how much you made last year, whatever it is. Divide that by the amount of hours, because I'm even including sleeping hours. Divide that in the amount of hours of the year. That's basically, easy way to say of how much you're worth an hour. Because don't do it by 40 hours. And then but most of us make money based upon results. But even then, you got to figure out what your time is. How much time is going to take for me to make these results? I always said, if it's $1 million problem and you're making $999,000, it's not worth it. Or if it's $1 million job and it's $1 million and $1 million and $1 problem, it's not worth it. You got to figure this. You got to figure these things out. So, but shouts out to Lou. You're right, 1,000%. I wouldn't even say billionaires. I would say savvy individuals. Savvy individuals allow others to handle their problems. If you don't have any money, then you need to start making enough money to where you can start allowing other people to do what they do best. Let me see what it says. Want to join our Millionaire Weekly group? I'll take a look at it. Send me the information. Well, before I get off, I went longer than I thought I would. I want to shout out to Danny Morrell, excellent real estate guy, giving me a total mindset shift. Shout out to Mike Johnston. I call him Southside Mike in Boca Raton, top producers guy down there in Boca Raton, doing his thing at the office. Shouts out to him. I will be bringing a real estate office to North County next year. Hopefully by June. I'm gonna get those exact dates together. So June we'll have an office down here in the North County. Shouts out to Mary Lou, man, who's allowing me to step up my game. And shouts out to you guys. Jason, I appreciate you checking in. Jason, I'm here every Monday at 9 o'clock. James, appreciate you as well. James and Jason, the two J's. Lou, my guy, my brother from another mother. Shouts out to you. If you all don't know, Lou, you can drop your information here in regards to your YouTube, etc. So that people can also check you out. Lou does an excellent YouTube show called What's Next on YouTube. I think I've been on there the most times, but he also interviews some excellent people. Lou, if you all don't know, with the WPBPD department, longtime veteran, Marine, and he also does he teaches gun safety classes. You can all come get your concealed weapons license from Lou as well. That's where I got mine a couple years ago. Excellent teacher. Will do his best. I can't say enough about him. So check that out. Check out What's Next YouTube channel. And Jason, send me the information. Like we have to get up. So if you're in Florida, link up. I'll make sure I make time. You hear my dog back there. He's ready for me to get off. What else? Other than that, man, I appreciate you guys. Listen, send this to people who you think need it. A lot of us are at this precipice of going on to the next level. And I wish I had gotten this information a long time ago. Maybe I did. Maybe I wasn't open to it. But some people are ready for this message, and hopefully I'll be the one to inspire them and motivate them to get over that hump, those challenges, man. I love you guys. Remember Friday at 6:30, I think we'll be doing a tape show this time with me and Joe in regards to the Community Beacon. I will see you later.